RepairsUniverse.com. Today we'll be replacing the ear speaker and vibrator in a Galaxy S6. The tools needed to complete this repair are plastic triangle opening tool, a small Phillips screwdriver, plastic opening tools, nylon spudger, a SIM card ejection tool, a pair of fine tip curved tweezers, an iSesamo, and a multi-purpose heat gun. Begin disassembly by shutting down the device and ejecting the SIM tray using a SIM card ejection tool. Use a heat gun or a blow dryer to heat around the edges of the back cover to soften the adhesive beneath. Insert an iSesamo into the seam between the midframe and the back cover and pry the back cover free. To separate the two halves of the midframe, we will remove the 13 small Phillips screws from around the device. We'll heat the top and the bottom of the LCD. We'll then insert an iSesamo into the seam between the LCD assembly and the midframe. Once we've developed a small gap, we can switch to a plastic opening tool to pry the two halves apart. Use a nylon spudger to disconnect the battery from the motherboard, and pry the battery from the adhesive holding it to the back of the LCD. We'll use a nylon spudger to disconnect the ear speaker. We'll disconnect the LCD, disconnect the home button, and then both interconnect cables. Lift the motherboard from the top of the device, and then disconnect the dock port assembly from the underside of the motherboard. Take the motherboard and set it aside. We'll use the fine tip curved tweezers to pry the vibrate motor free. Then we'll run the tip of the tweezer along the top of the ear speaker to free the ribbon. We'll then pry the microphone from the small gasket, then pry the ear speaker from the assembly. We will reseat the ear speaker, and then reseat the microphone into the gasket. Readhere the ribbon to the top of the ear speaker. We'll replace the vibrate motor. Reconnect the charging dock port assembly to the bottom of the motherboard. Reconnect the LCD, reconnect the ear speaker, the home button, and then both interconnect cables. Readhere the battery to the back of the LCD, and reconnect the battery to the motherboard. We'll insert the bottom half of the LCD assembly with the charging port connection into the midframe first. Then we'll press the LCD assembly into the midframe, and we'll replace all 13 small Phillips screws. Here we've laid new adhesive around the edges of the midframe. Remove the backing strips from the new adhesive. And readhere the back cover to the midframe. And finally, reinsert the SIM tray. And there we have another successful repair by RepairsUniverse.com. All of the parts and tools used today are available at RepairsUniverse.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter.